Good morning, Monday morning, the 6th day of September. Uh, you ever had a good teacher? Boy, I had one I'll never forget. She taught me in middle school or junior high school when I was in school. Her name was Lorena Sanders. She also taught me in high school. Mrs. Sanders had been the victim of a scalding. When she was a young girl, they had a pan of water boiling to make spaghetti, and she reached up and tipped it, and it scarred her face from her hairline to her chin and down into her neck. So she had a rather grotesque face until you knew her. She was beautiful. I will never forget Mrs. Sanders in high school when the football players, I played the band so I didn't have to worry. The football players would cut up in her class. She had the ability to walk by and right in here, just a tiny bit of skin and a pinch, and you'd see them, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, oh yes, 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 yes. They never would cut up much, because she had it. Lorena Sanders, great teacher. Never forgotten what she taught me and never forgotten her. We have another great teacher. In John 14:23, we're reminded that Jesus replied, "Anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. My Father will love them, and we will come to them and make our home with them." Anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. My Father will love them, and we will come to them and make our home with them. So many of you former students are so kind to me. I could not tell you, there was no way to describe what a teacher feels when one of their former students from years ago still makes contact and still shows them respect and love. Because you see, a teacher worth their salt, teaching is a labor of love. It's not for the money. Well, boy, look what Jesus did for us. What do we repay him? Insults, disbelief, disobedience. Disobedience is the worst thing for a believer. To be disobedient, you send that man back to that cross. How many times have I done that? And yet he still loves me. And he and his Father are with me. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Come on, COVID. Come on, Democrats. I'm sorry. I promised I would not belittle the other people. Expunge that, erase that. Be a jury and forget it. But you know something? We do not love Jesus the way he loved us. We would not die for him because we expected him to die for us, and that was good because we deserved it. Who's kidding whom? Anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. Teaching. The parents should be the main teacher to a child. But so often, single parents or whatever never get a chance to do that, or never take the opportunity to do that. I have a young child that I have been sort of kind to. He's in a class with my youngest daughter in the colony, and I made him a little wood model. And bless his heart, he wanted to thank me, so he did a video. Thank you, Mr. Austin. And I have to thank him, as I thank so many of you who have obeyed my teaching and taken it to heart. But you break my heart if you failed to obey my teacher, my main life teacher. Oh, Lorena Sanders was wonderful. She influenced me so greatly. But I am alive spiritually and even physically today because of Jesus Christ. That's the only excuse I have. At 90 years of age, I should not be here. Too many of my former students I have outlived. Boy, is there not a fine honor choir in heaven, because I have contributed to it. Me and Carl Best. I'll bet you Carl's probably there with them. He got there first. Anyway, the verse is about a teacher. If you honor a teacher, honor this one. Jesus replied, anyone who loves me will obey my teachings. My Father will love them, and we will come and make our home with them. And that's what I get from my box of chocolates right here. Trump headquarters. The Eagle's Nest. Under the shadow of Kyle Field. Victorious #1. Gig 'em. And Cowboys go this week. Fly, fly, zing. And oh my heart. My Frisco Fighters went down. They lost to a better team, by the way, up there in Massachusetts. They could be the one. They are rated as #2 in the IFL. The Fighters were #3, and they got their lesson. Bet you they'll never forget it. So they didn't make it to the playoffs, but I'm so proud of them. I'm proud of my friend Clint Cosell. Gets an extension on his contract. And I'm just rattling on, I know. I just love visiting with you guys, and I thank you for dropping by. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you, and may you never forget his teachings. Amen. And amen.